how you're doing today? It's your man, Jay Ezo's back again. At this platform, like I said before, we talk about religion, politics, and news around the globe. I'm going to be talking about the Brics nation today. You all know that five nations have decided to come together, and they are called the Brics nation, and that is Russia, the China, the Indians, the Republic of South Africa, and the Brazil. These five countries have decided to come together and they're forming up a nation called Brics. So they're going to have a currency, and this currency is to challenge the United States US dollars. Okay, and not just these five nations. Every other 52 countries in Africa have also shown interest that they want to join the Brics nation. So the headquarters of this Brics nation is going to be in Beijing, China, and basically just about when they are doing trading, so they can share the currency between their international trades and stuff like that. So they want to do away with the US dollar. Because if you understand, if you're doing business internationally, like you're buying oil from Kuwait, oil from Saudi Arabia, oil from Sudan, oil from Nigeria, from Brazil, everything is in US dollars. So this why is it that when we're doing business, we have to use another currency of another country? Why can't we use our own currency? So these five nations have decided to come together and say, yeah, let's do away with our US dollar. Let's form a currency, which is going to be called Brics. So it's going to be called the Brics currency. It's really growing. And like I said, every other African country have shown interest, and other more countries are showing interest. Even the Saudi Arabias are showing interest, the Kuwait are showing interest. American dollar is going to have to fight to survive. Because the truth is that American dollar is ripping off from other people's benefit, other people's trade. And this country said no, they can't. So American dollar has to fight to survive. And not just even that, the Great Britain pound is bigger than the US dollar. So for some reason I'm wondering, why is American dollar so popular when it's not even valued close to the Great Britain pound? So the five nations, they're really pushing on it, and the market has begun, and we are going to be looking at that. So that is the new world order currency here. If you have not heard about that before, I would like you to stay tuned and watch the clip of the video that I'm going to attach, and after that, I'm going to be right back. Thank you and stay tuned. Thank you.
The term BRIC was coined by Jim O'Neill, a former Goldman Sachs economist, in a 2001 research paper titled "The World Needs Better Economic BRICs." In the paper, O'Neill identified Brazil, Russia, India, and China as four emerging economies with the potential to become major global players. O'Neill was inspired to create the term after noticing the rapid economic growth in these four countries, which he believed would have a significant impact on the world economy. He saw them as having the potential to challenge the dominance of the G7. The term BRIC quickly caught on and was widely used by economists and policymakers to refer to these four countries. In 2010, South Africa was added to this group, and the term was changed to BRICS to reflect the new member. The BRICS countries have since become major players in the global economy, and that is up until now. The ongoing war in Ukraine has raised questions about BRICS, the bloc of these four major emerging economies, and their commitment to the principles of respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty. BRICS have come under immense scrutiny because of their response to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. BRICS is an important player in the international system, but their principles have individually and collectively been called into question by Western media, the European Union countries, and also by the United States. And this is specifically following the unwillingness of many of these countries to publicly condemn Russia and their decision to adopt a neutral position while calling for dialogue between Ukraine and Russia. The BRICS stand has been interpreted by analysts and critics as implicit support for Russia. But now, various other countries of the so-called Global South are taking their cue from BRICS. Many of these countries want to have nothing to do with this ongoing war, or at the very least, they don't want to be forced to take a position in a war not of their making. On Crux Decode, what relevance does BRICS have today in the context of the Russia-Ukraine war? Has this war, much like the Iraq war a decade ago, forced countries to take positions that they would rather not? And can BRICS truly emerge as a voice of the Global South? Voting at the United Nations General Assembly and the UN Security Council strongly suggests that BRICS countries vote together only when there is a shared area of interest. If you take a closer look at the historical voting patterns of BRICS countries, their voting patterns, for example, on nuclear weapons at the UNGA, it illustrates that BRICS members and their votes diverge considerably. South Africa and Brazil do not have nuclear weapons, and nuclear non-proliferation is an important theme for both of these countries. India, China, and Russia, on the other hand, are nuclear states, so they make sure not to undermine their respective nuclear armament policies. So clearly, there's a divergence in how they vote on these issues. But in different votes at the United Nations since this Russia-Ukraine war began, BRICS countries have been voting differently depending on what the question of the vote is. India and South Africa have mostly abstained, other than when it comes to a humanitarian question like Bucha. China has been more supportive of the Russian position and has only abstained when it comes to a vote on the question of territorial integrity and sovereignty. This is an indication of the overarching objective of BRICS, which is to make the international order more equitable by calling out the hypocrisy and double standards of the West.
Hey, what up, people? I told you I'll be right back. Yeah, I said it. I said I'll be right back, and I'm back again. Yeah, thanks for watching. And remember, on this platform, we talk about religion, politics, and news around the world. So this is what is trending right now. The BRIC currency, which is going to be the new world order currency. So 5 nations have decided to come together, and that is Brazil, China, India, Russia, and South Africa. And however, though, every other African country right now have shown interest that they want to be part of this BRIC agenda. So it's going to be a kind of new world order currency. So the US dollar is going to fight to survive. You know what I mean? Yeah, the US dollar is going to fight to survive. The Great Britain pound is bigger than the US currency. For some reason, the US dollar is what everybody is just looking for and use it for international business. Okay? So it's not going to happen again. It's not going to be game as usual right now. As soon as this BRIC current is out, oh my God, the US dollar is going to survive. It's going to fight to survive. But anyway, it's your man again, Jay Ezo. Please kindly like, share, and subscribe, and follow us more for more channels. Big up.